Okay, we are back once again. Ooh, frog in my throat there. Nice. So yeah, we are back once again, and we are carrying on with the Moss Giants grind. I've been doing a bit of it today, actually. Got a decent couple of hours in. I got myself 60 ranged and 52 hit points and 39 prayer today. Very, very good gains. I also did 2 clue scrolls so far. Yeah, I did 2 clue scrolls so far. And I got frog slippers. Again, my 3rd pair of frog slippers. So yeah, that was really good. Quite a decent day on the gains so far. So let's continue it on now. Let's put the music back on as well. Otherwise, a bit quiet. Oh, and I need to make sure I can hear it too. There we go. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. So yeah, I've finished using up my iron arrows now, and I'm now on to the point of using my bronze arrows. I had about 350, just over that, when I started this. I'm hoping this Jerry guy goes away. So yeah, shouldn't last me too long, these bronze arrows. I'm surprised I can do as much damage as I can with them, though. They've certainly exceeded my expectations. Come on, Jerry, off you go. Come on, mate. I'm just gonna take the hit until you go, man. I don't want to be feeding you moss giants. I got the food, man. It's okay. I got the food. I got 4 sardines. I'll survive. No, you really just standing there doing nothing. Okay, how interesting. Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to not have this guy crash me. Because you get a few people crashing you around here sometimes. Just waiting for Gingy to come back. Here he is again. So yeah, I'll probably just do like a 1-hour stream tonight. I know it's not very good for the algorithm, but I do need to sleep and edit videos. I say videos, just one. Just this one. There we go. Let's get Greenie. Greenie over here. Ah, Big Hawk. I remember that name. I remember it well. So yeah, work has been pretty chill as well recently. Things have really kind of, things have really calmed down. Not that much left to do, just finalizing things and then it's done. Done for another year. Let's get Gingy. Get over here, please. These on Hall of Runes as well. Let's get Greenie. Very smooth. Who's that? GoGoVN. You call me a noob? I am quite new. I'm quite a noob, to be honest with you. You could test me on some RuneScape game knowledge and I wouldn't know. Here's all my stats here. Got 299s there. Was working on crafting, taking a break from it. Now doing a little bit of ranged, using up my supplies. I had some arrows in the bank. I used up about 400 steel arrows, about 4,000 iron arrows, and I'm working through what was about 400 bronze arrows. After this, I'll be doing some mage training as well, some magic XP training as well, with all the runes I've collected, which is not as much as the arrows. I've got maybe about 1.5k, 1.5k, or maybe 2k runes that I can use for like actually training, for combat. And you've got to make sure not to waste a single arrow, because that's all XP. Don't want to waste none of it. So yeah, if you're new and you're not familiar with my account, I'm an F2P only Ironman. So I play it as an Ironman, but I can only play within free-to-play restrictions. And yeah, I've been working through it for about over 1,200 hours now. So we're still, in the early stages of the account for sure. There's a lot more progress to be made. The biggest hurdle is going to be smithing right here. This is the hardest thing to train in a F2P. It's really difficult. Basically, the meta for it is just to iron all the way to 99. But of course, you can only make it feasible if you get Rings of Fortune and also Nature Runes, because you want to make sure that you're not wasting the iron. So you can either smelt it to make sure every iron ore gets turned into a bar with the Rings of Fortune, or you can superheat it. But that's basically the method. Mining isn't so bad because, with crafting, I'm doing silver, and there's a lot of, passive XP that comes with that. So the same for, the smithing skill as well. I have to mine all of the resources out of the ground, so I get all the XP from that too. So really, there's no point where I would train mining specifically, like if I was going to go and do power mining in dwarven mines, because you can get the fastest mining XP rate there if you mine those 3 iron rocks in dwarven mine, but there's no bank nearby, so you have to drop it all to make it efficient. Otherwise, you're wasting so much time going back and forth between there and the bank. Yeah, and as for my crafting, what I'm doing is making silver tiaras, because that's a pretty fast XP method. It's I think according to the wiki, it's the fastest crafting XP in F2P. But making the tiaras is also helpful because I'm able to sell them to the general stores, the NPC shops. And of course, that gives me the money I need to do things on this account, like buying all the teleport cards for my Chronicle. And later on, it'll also be about buying runes and arrows. So yeah, I've had a pretty good day today. I got 52 HP, 60 range, and 39 prayer all in the same day. And I did 2 clue scrolls. The first one I did got me my 3rd pair of frog slippers. So pretty good RNG day. hoping another clue scroll comes along soon before my inventory gets full. Yeah, my clue scroll RNG on hill giants and moss giants is really good. I get full on spoon fed these clue scrolls by Jagex. On my last stream last night, I literally got one back to back. Like, I killed a moss giant, got a clue scroll, did that, went back to moss giants, killed one more, got the clue scroll again. Another steel bar. Nice smithing XP for later. Right, bury these. Okay. Right, let's get Gingy, the ginger one. I do have names for these moss giants. There's a Gingy, Greeny, and there's Shroomy. Gingy has a ginger beard, Greeny has a green beard, and Shroomy has a mushroom on his head. There's a whole like expanded universe of lore about this. I'm actually going to make a few film series out of it. The 3 moss giants. We've got well-developed characters and personalities already. One day there's going to be kids arguing about this in a Wikipedia. Why F2P Ironman? I was inspired to do this by Settled. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. He's a pretty famous RuneScape YouTuber. He did the account Swampletics, which was a Mauritania-locked Ultimate Ironman. And, if you're not familiar with that, that basically meant that he played an Ultimate Ironman account, which was locked to the region of Mauritania in this game. So I wanted to do a similar thing. But what I thought about it was, as well, is that when you play F2P, you are basically locked into a single, consistent kind of region. But also, all the restrictions are implemented and enforced by the game. So you don't actually need to think about anything. Because the game, tells you what you can and can't do. It's, when I watched Swampletics, he had to do a lot of research into things to make sure that he was playing by his own rules. And there are times when people who do these accounts, they will accidentally break their own rules because they didn't know about some small technicality. So, I think it's more convenient that way to play F2P, just having the restrictions enforced for you. Another side of it is, though, I used to play a lot of F2P back in the day, like 2006, around that time, when it was RuneScape 2. And I always thought to myself, because my mother would not buy me a membership when I was 14. She wouldn't let it happen. So I just played in F2P, and I thought to myself, well, it's possible to get 99 in free-to-play, so I'm going to do it then. And I did originally have that kind of thought back in the day, but I never followed through with it, because I was still in school, I wasn't an adult, I couldn't do what I do now, spending all night on RuneScape. So yeah, it's kind of to prove it to my teenage self as well that I can do it. That was another minor aspect of it, yeah. So basically, you want to have an area lock account for making it easier. Yeah, that is a certain factor of it as well. Yeah, it does make it easier to have an area locked account. And I have thought about like, yeah, P2P was like the dream when I was young. Yeah, same, right? I did eventually get it as well, actually, in 2007, because I played like for the first 6 months in 2006 and the last 6 months in 2007, and then after that I stopped playing. You know, my mum finally bought me a membership after I nagged her enough. But when I played it, I found I was having the same problem with it then that I have with it now. I was overwhelmed with the amount of stuff you can do, and there was never a clear like path on how you should do things. But you know, the way you kind of figure out to do things can often be like really inefficient. And there's always something where it's like, oh, you do this quest first, and you unlock this, and then this makes it easier to do this thing, and then that you can do that thing, and then that makes it easier to do the next thing. And it's like that now, but even worse, because they got like achievement diaries and all these different things that they didn't have back then. So it's like 10 times as worse as it was. At least for me. I mean, I know a lot of people love that kind of stuff, so... But, you know, that's one thing I love about this account, is how easy it is to plan the progression paths. Like, for example, when I was doing my fishing and cooking grinds to 99, that was super simple, right? Once you get up to the point of trout and salmon, which you're able to fish for salmon, then you've already unlocked the fastest XP rate until 99, right? So you could technically just get to like fishing salmon and stay there at Barbarian Fishing Village forever. That's it. The whole thing's done there. Now, I didn't do it that way myself because I wanted to actually get some food. And I know trout and salmon, you know, you can't use it in game. Like at this level, sure, I can use it now. But later on, no, I couldn't use it. What I did was I fished all of the best fish I could get for my level. I did that up until level 60 and I banked everything. After that, I cooked it all. Got myself a lot of cooking levels from doing that. And, you know, I ended up with a lot of food too, which I can use for the end game. Most of it in the end actually ended up being like lobsters and swordfish, so it's more like high level food as opposed to the low level food. And that makes sense really when you think about it, because you don't need to fish much of the low level stuff, you know, to level up. But when you get to the higher levels, you need to get more fishing to get the next level. But, you know, even in F2P, like, it does kind of make you interact with certain bits of game content that you might not normally interact with. So another good example there is with smithing, right? The fastest XP rate is iron, but that's only taking into account if you're using a ring of forging. So, you know, when you're on a member's account, like a normal member's account, you might not really care about iron because you've got all these other things available to you. So you might not really care about a ring of forging. But in F2P, you know, the meta among like other F2P Ironmen is that rubies are like the most valuable thing you can get. Because what you want is ruby rings and then ring of forging. Yeah, fair enough. There's more concern about supplies once you reach higher level. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So yeah, still no clue scroll. Still waiting on that clue scroll. Would be my third one today though, so I'm being a bit cheeky. It's not like I'm starved. Ooh, another steel bar. Get that sweet smithing XP in. Gonna make some steel plate bodies and sell them for money. And there's Gingy. What items are you trying to get from Clue? I've got 2 things left on the collection log for beginner Clue caskets. It's the shoulder parrot and also the Zamorak Rune Scimitar ornament set. Those are the last two things I've got. I'll show it to you when I finish this guy. I'll show you my collection log. Inventory's almost full. I'm surprised. The bronze arrows, they work not that differently to the iron arrows. I was expecting them to be much weaker, but they're not really noticeably any worse. Like with the iron arrows, my max hit was 8, and with the bronze arrows, my max hit is still 8. I don't really know what determines my max hit with the ranged. Because I've got a maple short bow, which is basically like the best bow you can get in F2P, I think. Or like, you know, if not one of the best. So the only thing really that could enable me to hit more damage is better arrows. Oh, and I forgot to show you my collection log. Sorry. Ended up rambling away. I will do it after this guy. Okay. Collection log. Don't forget the collection log. More chaos runes. That's lovely. Okay, let's go to collection log. So yeah, I haven't done any bosses so far. For clues, this is where I'm at with clues right now. So yeah, just mission the Rune Scimitar ornament kit for Zamorak and the shoulder parrot. So I've had really good RNG on other certain items, like these things. I've had so many of them, and it annoys me so much how I've got like 5 of these. This is like when you keep getting Tetris for Christmas every year back in the 90s, you know? So the first time you get it, you're like buzzing, you know, sick. But then after the next 4 times, you're like, yeah, I've got it already. But thanks. Right? Anyway, yeah. Also from random events, I've only got one thing left, and it's that stale bloody baguette. This is the hardest thing to get, I swear. The drop rate isn't even that bad officially, but I haven't had one in so many years. I don't think I've ever had one. Ah, what a shame. Yeah, that's basically it, yeah. I mean, I don't see that I'm going to carry on with clue scrolls after I finish the collection log, because most of the other rewards are pretty much garbage. Like, on rare occasions, it'll give you, like, maybe 2 or 3 lore runes. But, I mean, I get way more from killing these guys. So, if I need lore runes, I'll just kill Moss Giants for a while. Or there's Ankos in the Stronghold as well. So I can do those too. But yeah, if you don't know, in F2P, there's no other way to get lore runes other than getting them as drops. There are a few good drops, but you know, you can't buy them, you can't make them. Well, I mean, if you're, you know, not an Ironman, of course you could buy it from the GE. But if you're an F2P Ironman, then lore runes are not necessarily very trivial to get access to. I'll still do random events after my collection log for those is finished though, because they give a lot more useful rewards, particularly some of the ones like the pinball random event and the post TPs. These ones are very, very good because they give you lots of gems, And very often it's, like rubies, which, as I explained earlier, we really need those rubies. Oh, Greenie got stuck. Greenie got stuck. And let's get Gingy. Come on, Gingy. How about you, Ace Coffee? Are you also an Ironman? Or you just play like a main or something? Where's my arrows? There we go. Oh, I see. So you play like lots of accounts all at once. Yeah, I know a lot of people who do that. It's very common. I think especially in like these kind of RPG games, not just RuneScape or other MMOs, even things like Skyrim or Oblivion, you always want multiple accounts to try out different styles of playing. And in a game that's so big with so many different options, of course you're going to spend a lot of time doing that, right? No upcoming milestones on these levels. Now we're kind of like midway on everything. I'm definitely very happy that you get so many steel bars from these guys. When I liquidate all this loot at some point in the future, it's going to be very nice having that cash stack. When I first was meaning to scale raid, I was doing chamber and multi passions, purple, and so wait for it to be free to scale raid. Great. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, so like you just creating other accounts to help out. I see. Oh. Pretty sick. Yeah, I think I have heard of some people doing that too. That you mentioned, like creating multiple accounts to help them through like a certain area where you need more than one account doing something. But obviously, yeah, bonding up a second account is not going to be, well, it's not going to be cheap, is it? Yeah, these bronze arrows definitely don't seem to kill them any slower. Let's get Greenie. Yoo-hoo! Greenie! Come here! Come get the arrow! Yeah, you like that, don't you? You like the arrow. Currently have one account for training combat, one account for skinning for quest, and an additional account for build up myself. So no money or anything transferred from the account. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. So it's like an account that cannot inherit the success of your previous accounts. Which I guess, it's obviously something that happens for a lot of like players who max out the first time. They have one really good account on their first account. And then, that kind of one account works as a platform for new accounts. Because, training a new account is so much faster when you can just like give it a few hundred mil, buy all the supplies you need on the GE, you got all the knowledge you need of like how to get to 99 in these skills, and then you just go bam, all in one go. But I think that's where a lot of the fun is on RuneScape these days. It's putting restrictions on yourself to kind of force yourself to interact with content that you would otherwise normally ignore, right? Oh, Greenie's too far. Can't get Greenie. I used to do a lot of rebuilds. Every time I have a 2 build, give all my shit away and rebuild from 0. So got bored of rebuilding now. So decided to do other things. Yeah, definitely. I mean, once you get to a certain point with the end game content, then you've kind of seen it all, haven't you, really? But sometimes the fun is like in creating your own games, basically. And then suddenly, what was end game content for your previous account is now inaccessible. And there's a new definition of end game content. There's a new way of doing things. Like, for me, on my account, Rune Armor is my best in slot armor. I already have the best in slot cape. This thing here, this is the best in slot cape for F2P. And that's only because they basically all have the same stats. Ooh, and we are full. Okay, let me drop that a second. Need the bones. Get them bones. Get the arrows too. Okay, cool. Right, that's all the stuff there. So nice full inventory. Let's do a bank run. Boom. Okay, go back to Varric East. Sorry, also I would normally play with the HD plugin on, but the weather's pretty hot right now, and even with my air conditioning on, my computer's not too happy about playing in HD and streaming at the same time. So I'm going to give the poor thing a rest, especially since it spent much of the last week being up very late at night, editing and uploading videos for me. And look at me, again, being an idiot. Or was I? Or was it a ruse? No, it's not my bank pin. No, this is actually quite funny. I actually did the real thing recently. On a stream 2 days ago, I entered my bank pin on stream, and I completely didn't realize it. I uploaded the Twitch VOD even to YouTube and still didn't realize it. It took someone in a Discord server to point it out to me. And then I realized it was even in the thumbnail that I was entering it in. Yeah. So I had to go and change my bank pin. And the number you saw there, that was my old bank pin, but I've still got the habit of just like clicking and going do 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 do. But I've changed it to a new one now. I have to keep thinking each time. Just a moment. I can't be the only RuneScape streamer who does that. Enters their bank pin on stream. I can't be the only one. Okay then, now. Let's see what we deposit in here. I always like to have a look at what I put into my inventory. I don't want to just dump it in. So 1.8k. And then 15 cosmic runes. 12 nats. Don't care. And then 6 lore runes. Don't care. And then 35 chaos runes. And 3 death runes. And then we got some arrows, which I'll use at a later date, building a new stack. Because I've already used these, so I'm not going to use them again now. I'll just finish my bronze arrows, and that's done with that for now. And I really don't imagine I'll bother with these. Unless I get like a ridiculous amount of them somehow. And then also, more steel bars. And more magic staffs. Not worth much on their own, but getting a lot of them, I can sell them all at once. That's a decent stack. Another coal. And a steel kite shield. In the wrong one. There we go. Now let's get my chisel so I can cut these 2 gems. There's a thing on RuneLite that allows you to just type it in. Really? Interesting. But if it's a third-party plugin, I'm not sure how much I trust it giving it my bank pin. Right, so there we are. Let's get some more food. Some sardines. Yeah, this is the food I was talking about earlier with my fishing grind. So you can see here, like the lower level fish, I don't have too much of it. But then as you get higher, it gets more and more. So I've finished all my shrimps from like Tutorial Island. And I'm now doing my sardines. So I get 20 at a time. And reorganize. There we go. Then it's off back to moss giants. This is such a long route to walk down all the time. The worst is when you get to the spider web and you realise you forget the sword to slash the web. You got to go all the way back to the bank. Oh, I know about RuneLite. I'm using RuneLite right now. But what I meant was, like, if this thing that enters the bank pin, is it a third-party extension? Like the HD plugin, you know, it's not made by RuneLite, it's made by someone else. You know what I mean? and I'm not sure I would trust a third-party extension with my PIN number. Like RuneLite, of course, I know it's legit. But yeah, I wouldn't use anything but RuneLites, don't worry. Oh my god, these spiders are everywhere, get lost. Spider train, I'm commanding a spider train. This is like Half-Life 2 and you're commanding the ant lions. I was gonna go fuck up the moss giants and the spiders. But then it backfires and they fuck up me instead. He will go away soon. Yeah, if I just chill by here and go get my arrow, and then I can go get those back. And then Greenie's right there. Thank you for being so patient, Greenie. Let's eat some sardines. I'm really glad as well that they made sardines a thing in real life. Like, we've always had sardines in RuneScape, but now you can actually get sardines in, like, actual shops in the real world. Like, I went to the supermarket the other day, and I saw they got tins of actual sardines. It's a sword, mate. Fucking spinach roll. But yeah, you can buy real sardines. It's crazy. What next? Real salmon? I don't know, bro. I'd never seen it before. I mean, I don't leave my house. I just stay at home and play RuneScape all the time, so I wouldn't know what happens in the outside world. You had sardines when you were a kid? What else are you going to tell me? You're going to tell me they have chefs and kings in the real world? Does the king have a cook? By the way, if you're enjoying the stream too, please give me a follow on the channel. It does help with the algorithm, recommending me to other people. It would be nice to expand my audience a bit further. And you can also feel free to add me on my social media and add me in game here as well. I've added quite a few of the audience members so far. thank you so much for the follow, Ace Coffee. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. We've got about just around 200 bronze arrows left. And another mithril sword drop, not bad. Come on then, Gingy. Come to me, Gingy. Come to me. So yeah, I expect I'll probably have finished these arrows by maybe tomorrow. And then we should be on the mage grind then. And what I plan on doing then as well, when I go back to crafting, I'm not immediately going to go back to silver. I'm actually going to mine some gold, and I'm going to be making some jewelry. And, you know, once I've made the jewelry, I should be enchanting what I can. Hopefully should get some useful stuff. And there will be a lot of XP as well. Alright mate, yeah. Thank you for joining Ace Coffee and thank you for following as well. Yeah, catch you in the next stream. Enjoy your lunch, mate. Have a good one. See you soon. Yeah, I'll probably only stream for like another 5 more minutes anyway. Nice, another mithril sword. There we go. Nice. Another steel bar. Very good. Let's wait for Gingy. Oh, Greenie wants some as well, doesn't he? Ooh, yeah, tasty bagger. Ooh, you want a bit, don't you? But you can't have it. You got cock block, mate, by Gingy. Gingy wants it. Come on in, Gingy. Look at that ass wiggle. Look at that ass wiggle. Excuse me, sorry, I need some arrows. Yeah, sorry. Could you come over here and let me kill you instead, please? Sorry. Thank you. Okay, cool, nice. So, yeah, we just hit the 1 hour mark on the stream. I'm gonna call it a night there. Gonna get this video edited and uploaded to YouTube, hopefully, and then get to sleep very early. Well, relatively early. So yeah, that'll do it for this evening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining in with the chat as well. It's been great having you with me. Take care until I see you next time. Maybe tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow. Bye-bye.